the county right here on Pure West Radio, available on digital DAB, on your smart speaker and the Pure West Radio app. Well, I have the absolute pleasure to welcome one of the members of Picton Castle Gardens right here on the Daytime Show with Occy White Travel on the first Wednesday of every month. So far, we've heard from Rhiannon and also Ruddy. What an amazing team they do have at Picton Castle Gardens. And today, it is an absolute pleasure to have Katie joining us here in the studio. Now, Katie Barrett is the head of education at Picton Castle Gardens. Really important job, fascinating. In fact, when this came through, I was like, wow, I can't wait to speak to her. She's now with us here this morning. Katie, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really good, thanks. Cheers for joining us here in the studio this morning. Tell us a little bit about your role. I mean, it's fascinating.
It is. It's probably the dream job for me because I'd studied history at Swansea University. I always wanted to go into heritage, but actually ended up in primary school teaching. And I loved that. I absolutely loved that. I loved working with kids. So this combines my two loves, history and teaching little ones. So it's great, yeah. And it's a fairly new role, really. We've only had an education officer for 3 years. And so it's been great to sort of build it. It's sort of a new role that was sort of came in when the walled garden was finished, and suddenly, out of COVID, we had to get lots of kids on site, and it's been really great. And we have, over 700 children. They come every year now, wow. And I'm building on that each year. And we provide school trips to local council maintained schools, all of Pembrokeshire, for free, entirely free. So it's really great.
And I can imagine at this time of year, it is looking beautiful. I mean, everything's coming into bloom right now.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a lot of magnolias out, and they're so fleeting, but just so stunning. They really sort of take your breath away when they just, they seem to sort of pop overnight, those magnolias. And loads of the azaleas and camellias are out now. The rhododendrons are beginning to come, and even the leaves. The beautiful leaves are sort of starting to show their colours again. Yeah. And it's been a long winter, so yeah, it's definitely nice to be out in the sunny gardens.
Yeah, and especially this lovely sunny spell we've got at the moment. I mean, it's just so picturesque. It's beautiful down there. No better place when the sun is out. I mean, you said it's like a dream role for you. How did it all begin, Katie? I mean, how did you lead up to be in this role today?
Well, actually, I did start working just in the office before the education role became, a thing. And I realised that not many schools had been, visiting, and then the education role sort of developed, when the walled garden had finished, we were lucky to have restored one of the old Bothy buildings into a classroom, and it needed to be used. So suddenly I was given this great dream role, and it's really varied. I'll be taking children on wildlife walks, pond dipping, bird watching, for one session. Then I might have a high school in learning about the historic art collection that we've got. So I've, managed to do loads of research on different areas, and it's been really, really fun, to learn all this new stuff. Not just the history, but also the wildlife is a massive thing. Part of the Welsh national curriculum now includes our Welsh environmental heritage, and so the wildlife is just as important at Picton as the collection. So in fact, I think that's probably where most of the teachers want to spend the day, in the gardens. And so I've learnt so much, and it's such a lovely role because it's sort of you can take all the best parts of teaching and really sort of have fun and enjoy the days. Last week, for example, I had over 110 children visit, which was exhausting, but it was also really, really fun. And then I build relationships. So Ysgol Brugwine and Fishguard, they come every fortnight, and in the winter we'll do art projects, and they learn about the art collection. And then in the summer we've got a veg patch going. So every other Wednesday I'll be, digging potatoes in and things like that. So yeah, really varied and really different and loads of fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, I guess you're taking the best of the best, aren't you? Because, you know, as a teacher, I'm sure, like, the students, you know, a day out, a trip, they're the best. You know, you just have so much fun. You're out of the classroom, you're learning so much. But for you to be there, I guess, with all of those school trips, it's so rewarding.
That's true, yeah. So their excitement is, you know, contagious. And,
Yeah.
and you can't help but have a massive smile on your face when they arrive. And yeah, I always say, though, the most exciting thing about the day is their packed lunch. They're always jumping off the bus and turning to me and saying, "What time are we eating our lunch?"
Do you know what? I understand that fully. As Evie, my eldest, she had a school trip yesterday around the Pembroke Coast National Park, and it's there. That lunchbox is it's a big deal.
It is, yes.
It is a big deal. But as much as that, they love it. It's getting them out into the wilderness, but also, you know, learning, you know, firsthand in a real life environment, which is priceless.
Yeah, that's right. So I always worked with early years students and I opted for that because of the inside-outside curriculum. Working outdoors was something that I always wanted to do as a teacher too. So I taught in the early years for 8 years, and I developed loads of outside spaces in that time. I worked in 3 different schools, and now I get to have Picton Castle as my outdoor classroom. What a dream come true, really.
Yeah, incredible.
Outdoor learning, it brings out so much more in the children. You know, they will really take a lot on and learn a lot, especially, you know, seeing wildlife and things like that. It sort of sparks loads of interest and lots of questions and so I've learned loads with them as well as it sort of developed.
And it's not just for the children, it's for the adults as well.
Yes, I mean, being a teacher myself, I know, you know, how intense, you know, being in the classroom can be. So getting out of the classroom and coming to Picton for a day out, it's a joy, yeah. And lots of the teachers say to me, I had Narberth Primary School last week, they'd never been to Picton before. So It's opening up Picton, you know, and that's what it's all about. The Trust, saw that we needed to abide by our charitable causes. We need to educate. You know, Picton Castle was opened in the 1980s with the hope that the local people would enjoy it and get to sort of learn on site. And what a joy that I can do that, and we can do it for free as well. Yeah,
that is wonderful. Also, as well as the school trips, you've got the educational tours, the workshops. Mm-hmm. So there's lots that, as folk can do as well without the kids.
Yeah, that's right. So I've got a local garden group coming this Saturday, Llanteg. They're having a garden workshop with Roddy, who I think spoke.
Yeah, Roddy was here last month. What a ledge.
And he's got such a wealth of knowledge. He's worked there for 30 years now, over 30 years. And what he doesn't know about plants isn't worth knowing. You know, he's always amazing me with his knowledge. So to have a workshop with him is a real honour, I'd say. We have lots of things coming up this year. Actually, I don't just do workshops, I do events too. So I've got the Picton Painting Challenge on the 22nd of June, and that's for local artists to come into Picton, paint what they see, and then there's a chance to win some fantastic prizes that day. We do lots of tours too. I know that in September we'll be doing our very popular behind the scenes tours again, where you get to sort of look in all of the rooms that we don't open to the public, those rooms that need, money spending on them, and some amazing areas of the castle that are just hidden the rest of the year. There's a particular bedroom that we think the Queen slept in the 1960s, Queen Elizabeth II. So you can come along to those as well. And we do various tours throughout the year. To talk about the history and the different aspects of the collection, like the art collection, things like that.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. There's just so much there. That's what I love about going to Picton. I can't wait to be bringing this show live from Picton Castle Gardens in 2 weeks' time. It's going to be brilliant. I mean, just with all of the repertoire of the history and the beautiful gardens, and to get me out the studio as well. I'm very much looking forward to it. And you've got some really exciting events coming up as well, Katie.
Yeah, so we've got, obviously, later this month, our Easter egg hunt. That's always a really popular time, and the gardens are looking absolutely stunning.
What a great place to have an Easter egg hunt. I thought my back garden was good, but crikey.
Well, yeah, so the children go around, they have to find our hidden boards, and we've got stamps for them to collect every stamp, and then they'll come to my Heritage Centre classroom where I will be handing out chocolates, but we'll also have a big craft competition happening that day. Children can create Easter egg themed sort of crafts, and then the chance to win a giant egg. So there'll be baby to 7 age category, and then 7 and above. 2 eggs to be won. So that will be fun, and it's amazing that the eggs that have been made in the past, but every year it seems to get better. So that will be nice. A great day out. You can help your child, but not too much with the crafts. This Saturday we've got our antique toy museum exhibition opening for the first time, so that will be nice. In May, I'll be running throughout the Welsh half term the nature days. We'll be doing pond dipping and bird watching, and that's a great opportunity to come along and learn more about the wildlife we have at Picton in the Gardens.
Brilliant, fantastic. Lots happening, and you can find out more details of those events online now at purewestradio.com. Click on our What's Ons. Oh, Katie, it's been wonderful having you in the studio. Thank you ever so much for popping in, I'm just so excited to get out to Picton now with the weather like this.
Yeah.
No better place to go for whatever it might be, to take a stroll around the gardens, take the pooch for a walk, or have a family day out and have a look in that wonderful historic castle. It really is very, very special. Katie, thanks ever so much for joining us here on the show today. You've been a superstar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love having these guests on the show, finding out more about the great things that go on within our community. It's super special. And on the first Wednesday of every month, we delve into the wonderful life of various people working at Picton Castle Gardens. Thanks there to Katie Barrett for joining us, Head of Education at Picton Castle Gardens. This is your station for Pembrokeshire. It's Pure West.
Planning your next holiday? White Travel has the best destinations, deals and expert advice. Visit occuwhitetravel.com.
Everyone in the family likes to do different things, and the time you spend together is so precious. So here at Folly Farm, you'll find 4 big attractions